I'm so nervous. Okay, I am just gonna start. So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a couple of years since I last filmed a video. As you can see, my setup is different. The last time I was filming, I was in my room. My vanity was actually in my room, but a lot of things have changed ever since. Let me introduce myself. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Tanisha, and I am 22 years old, and I have a 1 and 9 month old son. His name is Matheus. So yeah, I went on Instagram and I told you guys to ask me some questions, and that's what we're gonna do today. So if you're interested in me answering, then just keep on watching. The first question is, are you a single mom? The question that everybody is wondering. No, I am not a single mom. I recently started dating again this year, and I have been in a relationship for 2 months. So I am not single. So that last question leads into this next one, and it is, how is co-parenting? Do you live with your baby's dad? So there is no co-parenting involved. Also, I do not live with him. There is no contact with him. My boyfriend right now, he is amazing with Matheus. He loves him and he treats him as his own. So that's definitely something that I do love about him. And yeah, there is no co-parenting involved with Matheus's dad. So then the next question is a really good one. Did you suffer from any postpartum? If so, how was your experience? So I did suffer from postpartum depression a very little bit. I definitely overcame it really fast. I knew I had it because obviously you can just tell. And then also, after you give birth, you have a checkup with your doctor, and in that checkup they give you like a questionnaire, and it's basically about like how you're feeling. You answer questions about how you're feeling and all that. And he did detect that I did have signs of postpartum depression, and I definitely knew where it was coming from. I'm not gonna go into depth, but basically me and Matheus's dad split up when he was only 3 weeks old, and it was just a very fucked up situation. I mean, just having to deal with that, and then also learning how to be a new mom. I was also very stressed out about breastfeeding because I didn't want to exclusively breastfeed, so I was kind of hard on myself on that. And then also there was one more thing. So I don't know if a lot of people know about this or they've gone through this, but basically when Matheus was a newborn, well, he was around a month old, I think. Yeah, like around a month old. He started having, I looked it up, and it's called a breath holding spell. So basically he would start crying out of nowhere, like really bad, like intense. And then like so he would just start crying like hysterically, and then like it kind of sounded like while he was crying, it kind of sounded like he was laughing. And then so it sounded like he was laughing, and like as soon as that laughing sound like went away, he would stop breathing. He would get really tense, and he would turn red, and then I literally, like, he would be like this, and I couldn't even put his hand down. That's how stiff he was. And he would turn red, obviously, from not breathing, and then he would end up turning purple. And the first time he did it to me, it was the scariest day of my life, because I never heard of that. And obviously, nobody around me, like my mom or anybody, nobody ever knew what was going on. Me and my mom had gone to Target, and on our way back, we were already turning into the houses, like into our neighborhood, and he was just crying and crying and crying, like ever since like we got in the car. And then like when we were turning into the houses, I told my mom, I was like, hey, like, should I just take him out of his car seat, you know? And I was like, we're already like right around the corner from our house. And then she's like, yeah, so take him out. I don't know why it was so difficult to take him out. I couldn't take him out of the car seat. And then all of a sudden it sounded like he was laughing. And after that, he just stopped breathing. Like, he turned super duper red, and he just stopped breathing. And I remember I was screaming and I was crying, and I was like, Mate, and I was calling him, and I was like, Matheus, Matheus. I took him out of his car seat, and I turned him on his back, and I just started hitting his back, and I was hitting him, and I was lifting him up, and I was like, Matheus, come on, like, why are you not breathing? And then my gosh. Okay, I need to get myself together. And as soon as we parked in, like, my mom didn't even know what to do. Like, she was like screaming, like we were like panicking. We parked, and as soon as we parked, like, I looked at him, and it was like if nothing had ever happened. Like, he was like, he had stopped breathing, he had stopped crying, and it was like nothing ever happened. Like, he was perfectly fine. And I was like, what the hell? Like, what the fuck just went on? That happened to me like a handful amount of times, and every time it happened, I was fucking scared, because I was like, he can literally just like stay not breathing, you know? And the second time, like, I remember I took him to his doctor, and so I took him to his doctor, and I was telling her about it, and she was like, oh, maybe he just choked on his saliva or something and he couldn't breathe. And in my head I was like, no, like, it wasn't that, you know? Like, in my head I was like, I know it wasn't that. And she's like, just record it, try to record it next time, and then like you can show me. And I was like, okay. And so she checked him or whatever, and as soon as she handed him to me, he started crying hysterically, like out of nowhere, like literally out of nowhere. He just started crying. And so she walked out of the room, and he did that laugh again, like that same exact, like, it sounded like he was laughing, and I was like, oh my god, like, it's gonna happen. And his dad was in the room with me, and he started laughing. And right away, like, even before he got stiff, even before he turned red and he stopped breathing, right away I turned him, as soon as I heard the laugh, I turned him on his back. And I turned him on his back, and I was hitting him, and like that's when he had stopped breathing again, and I was hitting him, and like, I kid you not, it went on for this was the longest time he had stopped breathing for. And we were in the room still, and I remember I was yelling at his dad, and I was like, tell them I need help. And then he freaking ran out of the room, and he told him, he was like, we need help, like, the baby's not breathing. And so then, like, nobody kind of, like, everybody was, like, it caught everybody by surprise. And the doctor ran to me, and like, she took him out of my arms, and as soon as she grabbed him and she picked him up, he was fine. Like, again, like, oh, sorry, there's a hair in my, like, again, like if nothing had ever happened. And I was like, what the hell? Like, what? Like, did it again, and like, you know, like it was just so, I don't know, it was the scariest moments of my life. And yeah, it's all of that, just everything, learning how to be a new mom, and just breastfeeding was definitely is very stressful, especially because I was exclusively pumping. So you have to be on like a schedule, and so just everything kind of accumulated, and I did suffer from postpartum depression. And what helped me overcome it was that since I was breastfeeding, Matthias was intaking all of my stressed milk, and when he would finish his feeding, he would be really fussy, and he would just cry and cry and be really fussy. And I was like, okay, like I had put it in my mind, like I just want to exclusively breastfeed. And so I was like, if I want to do that, then I need to help myself, like I need to overcome this depression. So I just put it in my head, and I was like, you want to breastfeed? Like, get over it. You want to breastfeed? Get over it. And I just eventually got over it, because I was like, I am not gonna stop this from breastfeeding my son. And yeah, thankfully I was able to breastfeed him for his whole year of life. And yeah, so I didn't have it very, very severe or for a long period of time, but it's definitely something that you can't prevent, and you just have to learn how to overcome it, because you're just so delicate after giving birth. Your hormones are all over the place. You're learning how to be a mom, and just everything builds up, and you just have to learn how to basically overcome it, because it's something so ugly that nobody should go through, especially after giving birth. So yeah. The next question is, how did Matthias change your life? So definitely Matthias changed my life for the best. I honestly don't remember my life having a meaning before he came into my life. So yeah, he definitely changed my life for the better. He brightens up my days. He is such a little character, and he is just a mama's boy. So he definitely brings happiness all around. He's super smart. He's just an amazing little boy, and I just love him, and I can't imagine my life without him. The next question is, what did you use for stretch marks? Your baby is so cute, by the way. Thanks, girl. So for stretch marks, I used almond oil from Jafra Cosmetics. It's like, they're like huge bottles, and I literally went through like 3 or 4 of them. My mom was the one that introduced me to that product, and honestly, it is a lifesaver. I would drench my body in it every single night after I showered. I would rub it all over my boobs, all over my stomach, all over my back, my thighs, my butt, everywhere. Like, I would literally drench in it. I was so oily after the shower, but I just wanted to prevent them. I know sometimes they're not preventable. Obviously, some people are more prone to getting stretch marks, but that definitely helped me, so I definitely do recommend that product. And yeah, definitely always keep hydrated. And honestly, the only place I did get stretch marks, and it was only like 2 or 3 very, very light ones, were in my thighs, kind of by my butt, because I did get super wide and my butt grew when I was pregnant. So I did get like a few there, but very, very minimal. And yeah, so I used that, and then I definitely used it for 40 days after I gave birth, because your skin is tightening, and you can sometimes develop stretch marks that way. So I used it throughout my entire pregnancy, and then 40 days after, I also used a faja for 40 days after I gave birth, just so that everything can come in tight. And so yeah, I also gained 40 pounds throughout my pregnancy. So I'm thankful that I didn't get any stretch marks. So yeah, that's what helped me. So the next question is, how is life with a toddler? Life with a toddler is very interesting. Definitely more challenging because you're on your feet 24/7, literally. Matías is such a traviesísimo. He, with all his toys, he doesn't really play with them. He just likes to make a mess with them, and that's his way of playing with them. And he also learned how to open doors, so I always make sure that my doors are always locked. And when we go out, he doesn't really like to be in his stroller anymore, so he's always out and about, just exploring everything and just keeping me on my feet all the time. So yeah, it's definitely more challenging, but it's also one of the best stages because you get to see their personality. I mean, you kind of get to see what type of little person that they're gonna become. So yeah, it's definitely more challenging, but it's also very, very rewarding, and enjoy every second of it because those moments only come once. The next question is, when are you having more kids? The real question is, when are you having kids? Just kidding. So I don't want to have kids until Matthias is a little bit older. Definitely when he's maybe around like 4 years old. Yeah, I just want to enjoy my time with him. He's definitely a handful, so I just want to just wait a little bit longer until I have more kids. But I definitely do want like 1 or 2 more kids. So yeah. Do you attend school? So I do attend school. Right now I am mostly doing online classes. I found out I was pregnant with Matthias in April of 2017. So back then I was going to school Monday through Thursday, and then I would work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so I found out I was pregnant with him in April. I finished that semester, which ended in May. And then, so the fall semester was gonna start from August to December. But I was like, okay, like I'm gonna be really big, obviously by that time. And also my due date was December 11th. So I was like, I'm not gonna be there for finals. So I decided to take that semester off. And actually Matthias was born on his due date, so he was born December 11th. And so the next semester was supposed to start in January of 2018. But I was like, okay, like I'm not gonna be fully recovered by then for me to go back to school. So, and he was not even gonna be like, he was barely gonna be a month old, I think. So I was like, no, like I should probably take that semester off too. So I took a year off. And then that next fall, I decided to go back to school. And that's when I was going Monday through Friday. I was going every single day to school. And this semester, I decided I didn't want to commute as much. So I am taking online classes, but one of them does require me to go on campus 1 day out of the week. Thankfully, I have a very good support system. My parents actually watch Matthias while I go to school, so, and also while I work. And actually the next question, which is also the last one, leads into it. So it says, how do you balance your life with being a mom, working, and school? So like I said, I have a very good support system. My parents actually watch him while I go to work and while I go to school, so that helps me a lot. My schedule right now is I do homework at night when he's sleeping. I wait till he's asleep, then I go to, I do all my homework. And then Thursday, I do have to go on campus, so I go to school Thursday, and then I work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And yeah, if you really enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up. And also subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. And if you'd like to follow me on my social media, I have Instagram and Snapchat. My username is Tanisha AA_XO. So yes, this channel is gonna be a little bit about everything. I definitely want to do like a birth story video, so it's gonna be mommy related, makeup related, and just a little bit about my life. I'm definitely gonna get on it this year and be posting more often. I'm gonna get back into making videos. And yeah, so if you like this video, like I said, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next one.